This is big, folks. Jack Posobiec, One American News, coming to you live from our nation's capital. While many people are on lockdown, we are still at work, and we will continue our hard work exposing what is going on in Washington, D.C. We're going to continue exposing and bringing sunlight to these spending bills, to the dealing that goes on in the swamp, and getting you the information that you need at this time. How is your government spending money in this time of national crisis? How are taxpayer dollars being prioritized and being spent? One American News has received from a source an internal conference call from the Kennedy Center outlining exactly how that $25 million was obtained, how the board members were involved, how Kennedy Center officials put it in there. Yes, I have the entire 1 hour plus, about an hour and change, an hour and 15 minutes phone call. I have the entire internal conference call that has been leaked to One American News. We have all the information on this. And I will tell you, and I can tell you this much at first, because we're not even done transcribing the entire thing yet, that they weren't even initially planning to be on this spending bill. They weren't even initially planning to be members or be a part of the spending bill. They initially thought that the spending bill was going to only be essential services. They thought it was going to be money, relief money for people. That's what we heard. We heard relief money, right? Well, it turns out that they were able to work their connections within the swamp. They were able to work their connections on the Hill, which you'll hear the president of the Kennedy Center outline. They were able to use those connections in order to procure $25 million for themselves at a time of national crisis. That was their priority in the middle of this. Their priority wasn't getting money in the hands of the American people. It wasn't getting money in the hands of people who had been laid off, people who were going on unemployment. It was about getting taxpayer dollars, money from the workers of this country, into their pockets. And so here at One American News, we are breaking down real information, real scoops, and we're going to bring it to you. So what's going on right now is the news is being transcribed. It's going to come out. We're going to get it out there. And we're going to put it out. I'm in the Washington, D.C. Bureau. And the work doesn't stop, folks. The work doesn't stop. The work doesn't stop. Because we have a responsibility to the American people to tell the truth, about what is going on in the United States of America, what is going on in Washington, what is going on with our money. Why was $25 million included in this thing for the Kennedy Center at a time when people are hurting, at a time when people are out of work, at a time when people are scared, they're concerned for their families? And by the way, I have nothing against the Kennedy Center. Taking my entire family there. Right? Recently, we were there. Right? I've seen many shows at the Kennedy Center. Taking my wife on numerous dates there. She loves it. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do my job by providing transparency and information under the First Amendment, freedom of the press, to you, the people who care about this information. And that's why we're putting that out. And that's why we're going to put that out. Because the American people do deserve to know where this money is going and how it is being spent. Because the Kennedy Center, we're now realizing, is laying off employees in the middle of this. So they got $25 million from the American taxpayer, and they're still planning on laying off their workers. The bartenders, and you'll hear all of this. The bartenders, the ushers, the attendants, they're all going to get laid off, even after $25 million. So you could see if it would make sense that if everybody got to keep their job, at least for $25 million, because they are a big employer, obviously. But those aren't federal employees. And they're all going to get laid off anyway. They're all going to get laid off anyway. And if you think there's a problem with that, then that's up for you to decide. What our job is to give you the truth. And what our job is to continue to give you the information so that you can make informed decisions about what you want your government to do. But we are going to put out there and explain what's happening to these workers. We're going to explain what's happening at the Kennedy Center, and hopefully, this isn't the same thing that's going on at other places around the country. Our report will be up shortly. Jack Posobiec, One American News, Washington, D.C.